What is predictive business? If we take a bird's-eye view, then we see that predictive business is the result of a trend that started 2 decades ago. In the 1980s and the early 1990s, companies started to recognize that they must be tightly connected to suppliers in order to seamlessly deliver products and services to their customers. Supply chain management became part of the business lexicon. The supply chain concept was a "build it and they will come" way of thinking. But this grand idea proved to be limited when some prominent companies built it, yet the customers didn't come. They had misjudged and improperly forecasted demand for their products, and were left with a great deal of inventory that had to be written off. One of the most dramatic illustrations of the failure of supply chain management came in 2001, when Cisco Systems found itself holding huge inventories of components and unfinished goods, forcing a $2.2 billion write-off. Although Cisco has since recovered and grown, its inability to detect and correct this problem before it became immense raised serious questions about the application of real-time business principles to a large, complex business that outsources its manufacturing operations. If a model real-time business that boasted about its ability to balance its books in 24 hours was unable to avoid such a setback, what did this mean for other businesses? The next step in the evolution of business was the demand chain, the "build it when they come" way of thinking. Today, this model works for your neighborhood deli, where your favorite sandwich can be assembled in a matter of minutes. In the computer industry, Dell is well known for its build-to-order approach. Similarly, in Europe, automobiles are typically custom-ordered from the manufacturer. Yet build-to-order also has its limitations, notably not providing customers with the instant gratification of driving a new car off the dealer's lot, or using that new computer the day it is purchased. Some would say that this model forces the inventory burden onto suppliers, rather than creating a business model geared to meeting customer demand. In contrast, predictive business enables what I call the eager network. Build it because you know they are coming. Using this concept, businesses can avoid the pitfalls of both the supply and demand chains. You don't have to stockpile inventory or force your suppliers to do so, nor do you put yourself in a situation where you don't have enough of the right product at the right time, potentially losing business or the opportunity to win new business. But how do you drill into uncertainties and turn them into opportunities? Predictive business, fueled by real-time data, provides the answers, as I will explain. Real-time business drivers. Since the advent of the business computer, companies have been running on historical data, what I call data at rest, stored in large repositories or data warehouses. Every day, more data poured into the warehouse, adding to the accumulated knowledge. This growing store of data provided a record of the past, but was inadequate for making decisions about current or future situations, even when business intelligence analytics were applied. Then, as technology progressed, it provided the means to accelerate the flow of data passing around the world and around a company, providing decision-makers with current, real-time data. Real-time business has changed the way executives approach strategic planning, changed the way managers allocate resources, and changed the way line-level employees perform daily tasks. Implementing real-time techniques has had a profound effect on thousands of businesses by accelerating the pace of operations and enabling faster and more accurate decision-making. The value of real-time information can be seen in the quick resolution of production line problems, or the ability of a business to reroute in-transit inventory to where it is most needed, or a consolidated production schedule for 30 manufacturing facilities in 20 countries across 15 time zones. It may mean redirecting the efforts of your sales force, adjusting your advertising to address new circumstances, or shifting production to a new location. In all cases, it means responding rapidly to changing conditions based on up-to-the-minute business data. Many people mistakenly think real-time information equals real-time business. This is not entirely true. Real-time business means having the ability to coordinate and control assets and activities at every level, so you can sense and respond to change as it happens. This ensures your business is agile, yet under control. I define real-time business as the ability to give customers what they want, when they want it, in the manner they want to receive it. Here are a few of my favorite examples demonstrating the value of real-time business. It helped Pirelli gather order and sales data from thousands of suppliers and distributors worldwide, enabling the company to reduce excess inventory by 20%, while increasing inventory throughput, leading to a 5% increase in revenues. Adidas Salomon implemented real-time business process management of their internal supply chain. They are now seeing reductions in processing costs with their suppliers, while bringing new products to market faster. Southwest Airlines upgraded its flight management system to provide pilots with guaranteed delivery of critical information, thus reducing flight delays and cancellations, and improving the ability to meet the airline's stringent customer service requirements. Real-time data helps you see what is happening right now. Often, this is critical to business performance. For instance, understanding what a customer needs when the sales associate is across the counter may help develop an opportunity to upsell. But you only know that an opportunity exists by processing and synthesizing the many signals that arise during the sales process. History helps draw the background canvas, but it doesn't help fill in the foreground where the action is taking place. Historical data can be compared to an old photograph that captures a single moment in time, forever crystallizing it so people can examine it whenever they wish. But a single picture cannot put the recorded event in context. If you take multiple pictures in sequence and arrange them in an album, the relationship of one image to another over time becomes increasingly clear. This leaves the viewer with a substantially more complete idea of the event that actually occurred. But if we want to relate a series of historical events to the present, then what we need is a video camera streaming real-time information to us in the present. This metaphor can apply to business-critical data, both historical and real-time, and it sets the scene for a transformational shift in how we regard data. 20 years ago, when I first got involved in building real-time information distribution systems for the trading floors of Wall Street, we were managing 600 events a second. 5 years later, we were moving events over the network at a rate of 4,000 events per second. Now, we're able to push a staggering 200,000 events a second to a broad set of recipients on an ever-increasing variety of devices. Today, data flows from countless streams, providing a dynamic, three-dimensional depiction of what is happening now. Data is no longer inert. It's dynamic and fluid. It is data in motion. In both the past as well as today's business environments, managers are presented with the latest operations reports. But what is the real value of these documents? Only after a complete review can you finally make necessary business decisions. What about some of the poor results in the report? Could you have implemented a business process the week before that would have prevented or at least mitigated the effect? If customers were not signing up for a new service you were actively promoting, you'd want to know as soon as possible. That way you could adjust your strategy, perhaps plug in a replacement offer, and resume your monitoring immediately. You now have that luxury. Using a correlated and integrated flow of information from sensors, routers, and all other computer-based sources, you can trigger an immediate search for service issues across an entire region and assess the situation. You can then review the events that your customers experienced and the events that occurred when your customers called your service centers. You now have a real-time picture of the situation, in context. You are able to make truly informed decisions to resolve the current problem. If the issue you identify suggests a process change, you can now plan to ensure the problem is not replicated in the future. The result might well be millions of dollars not lost, while you move on to proactively build the next differentiated service offering.